going forward, we're going to take a look at 3 more examples of how we can celebrate the diversity of all of our learners and provide equity and equitable environment, an environment where everyone is able to succeed because they're getting what they need. So there's a couple of things I want to share with you. I'm going to smash 3 videos together in a row. The first one is a young student who wanted to play drums in the band and did play drums in the band until a physical disability started catching up with him, and then you'll see what an amazing teacher did to help include him in an equitable situation. The second thing is about a middle school musician growing up into high school, and about another amazing collaboration between his band teachers and some inventors, and showing all of the perseverance and the extra work that this student was able to do to take advantage of, rather than getting discouraged because of his disadvantage, he was able to take advantage of some technology that was pretty exciting. And then the last one is actually a video of some young adults who are, despite a disadvantage, are performing in a pretty professional situation with some extra technology. So we're going to watch these 3 videos. They are about using Rock Band in band class, and then about using an almost kind of robotic technology in high school, and then performing the magic flute. You'll see what that means in just a second.
Who doesn't like being part of a team, making buckets for moments,
1, 2,
or music? And who doesn't feel bad being excluded?
I was lagging behind, and they were going ahead, and there was really no way for me to catch up with them.
Ethan Ock made it work for a while.
Yeah.
Wooden drumsticks were replaced by lighter aluminum and eventually Velcroed to his wrists.
Okay.
But spinal muscular atrophy just gets worse.
He said, I really hate to do this, but I have to quit band.
That
a 1, 2,
was 3 years ago.
ready, 8.
Before this. The light bulb went on for the director of the Swanville High School Band.
Here it is.
When Gina Christopherson saw Ethan messing around with a smartphone app.
My first day digging through iTunes, I downloaded 75 different apps. We were just on a random hunting mode. I wanted to find something that would work.
So I could do like...
Then apps met an amplifier. And Ethan
1, 2.
introduced his schoolmates to the iSchool band.
Exactly the same as his classmates, just a different mode.
Boys like Ethan give up early their dreams of playing high school sports, till along came a band director determined he wouldn't stop playing. So when marching season arrived,
I could not understand how that would work.
there was Ethan, iPad, amplifier, and a car battery.
I don't think there could be a better music teacher.
He's part of the team. You don't leave somebody behind.
But I can do it.
An attitude no band room could contain.
It's awesome.
Which is why that smile belongs to a boy on his way to New York.
I don't believe in I can't.
Nor do the 30 donors covering travel expenses for the 2 nurses who will accompany Ethan on the bus trip. At Swanville High School, banding together is more than a figure of speech.
You have those people that see barriers when they look at things and those that see doors.
And those who know the meaning of team isn't only defined by the students who touch the ball.
It's his success, and we get to celebrate it too.
Boyd Hooper, KARE 11 News, Swanville.
Lacking manual dexterity, Lucas learned to play music his own special way, to the amazement of his first band director.
He looked very eager and excited about being a member of the band, and quite honestly, my thought at that time was, oh my goodness, how could this possibly work? And as we took the students through their method book, I noticed that occasionally he would play on his horn. His hands were not able to activate the valves on the instrument, so it was apparent to me that what he was doing was just being selective about the notes that he was playing. He was willing to sit there and just wait for that one note to come along in the music. And when it came, he played it with all of his heart and enthusiasm and capability to make the best sound that he could. That was enough for him, initially.
But Lucas knew he could do more. And that's when serendipity led his mother to the instrument repair shop of Robin Amond.
I love repair. I mean, it's always different. You're always working on a different instrument. There's always different problems. My grandfather was a vaudeville musician. He lost his arm in a lumber mill accident. He put an ad in the Portland paper asking one-armed people if they're interested in learning music. He taught them how to play instruments.
The senior Amond also patented a device that allowed people with missing hands to play the piano.
I'd always wished that I could make something that could make a person who had lost an arm be able to take the place of their fingers. And then one night, I woke up in the middle of the night and I realized that joysticks aren't just for putting electrical things on screens. Joysticks can do other things. Joysticks can do mechanical things.
Amond's dream became a small box with a joystick that triggered solenoids and operated the valves of a horn. Learning a new way of playing was exhilarating and frustrating for Lucas, and just as he was getting the hang of playing it, someone took his horn.
Call Crime Check if you have any information. That number is
It was stolen in the morning, and by 5 o'clock that same day, I was getting the first call in my cell phone from an anonymous person that said that they wanted to contribute monetarily to a fund to either replace it or as a reward for it. And from that point on, it just snowballed into this huge, wonderful thing where the community raised $6,000.
I wasn't quite sure where the optimum spot for the solenoids was going to be, so I wanted to be able to have it slide up and down.
The loss of the first horn became a blessing when mechanical engineer Andrew Coleman joined Amond to design a second, more responsive joystick and horn, which Lucas uses today.
But what's so beautiful with this whole music thing is, he's a part of that whole huge sound that they do. I look at him and he's as good or better or, as anybody else there.
It's very unique what he does. There are some musical challenges, but it's his personality that is making it happen. Because he's taking all those pieces and put them together in a positive way and working really hard.
When I heard and saw Lucas perform recently at a concert, it reminded me just how far we've come.
Music is a basic need for every person. It's a daily part of every society and in every life, across the world and throughout history. But we are among the millions of people who are unable to join in as musicians because of our physical disabilities. You see, to play them properly, all traditional music instruments need two highly dexterous hands and arms. Hello, my name is Karen and this is Glenn and Christian. We are part of a special group who have begun to change this. All because of the work being done here at Roots van der Wel Foundation. My bread, my music. Roots instruments have hugely enriched the lives of all of us. But we are just a tiny number with this opportunity. This is why we are so keen to support the OHMY Trust. Their work and the extraordinary competition they've launched with Ars Electronica can change this worldwide, forever, by creating instruments that can allow us to play alongside others in orchestras and music groups. And so for the first time experience that most profound, timeless and ubiquitous of all human heritage, making music.
I'd like to show you another really amazing example of some students who have even more severe physical limitations performing an incredible version of band class using only iPads.
Ich bin Noel. Seit diesem Schuljahr gibt es an unserer Schule eine Musik-AG. Sie wird geleitet von Herrn Schäfer. In dieser Musik-AG musizieren wir mit iPads. Herr Schäfer ist Lehrer am KBWZ Heilberg in Saarbrücken. Dort hat er eine iBand mit Schülern und Lehrern gegründet und tritt mit ihnen auf. Herr Schäfer kam schließlich zu uns an die Schule und gründete die iPad Musik AG. Wir üben gerade das Intro des Songs Auf uns von Andreas Buchani. Jeder von uns bekommt ein Blatt, auf dem sein Instrument abgebildet ist. Die Töne, die wir für das Lied brauchen, sind mit farbigen Punkten markiert. Unter dem Bild befinden sich die Farbpunkte, die wir dann im richtigen Rhythmus spielen müssen. Damit wir zu Hause unsere Stimme selbstständig üben können, hat jeder von uns auf seinem iPad ein E-Book mit Lernvideos.
again, you saw in that example the idea of inclusion, of making an environment where everyone can succeed. The teacher at that school in Germany did so much work to get all of those iPads and programs and software and songs and all that stuff sort of organized, and you could see there were assistants helping out the students. They all were so focused on making that environment, that band class, inclusive to everyone. And at the same time, you can see the desire and the perseverance and the hard work that all those students are putting in. There's a shot at the end of one of the students, and all he can manage to move is his toe, but he is so locked in. His rhythm and time is just as good as any other band student that I've worked with who has the use of all their typical capacities, all their limbs and fingers and their mouth to blow and play and drum and all that kind of stuff. So again, it's such a good example of collaboration, of the ways we can work together. And I know now that we're in quarantine and we're separated from people, it's easy to just kind of feel like you're all by yourself. But just remember, this quarantine will end, and we need to come out of it even stronger with the ideas of how we can work together and how we can help each other be equitable, be inclusive, and reach our highest potential. And this next video shows quite an example of that. This is a woman named Jess Fisher. She is in her late teens, maybe early 20s, and she is going to be performing, but at a much more complicated level than those beginning band students. They were doing kind of what elementary and middle school students would be doing. This woman, Jess Fisher, created, composed, and arranged an entire song, including some of the lighting, the theatrical lighting design you're going to see. This is a live concert I'm going to play you. And she's controlling all of these things with a piece of technology called Control 1. It's some buttons and a joystick, and basically she has arranged her music just kind of like the way a DJ would arrange their music, so that she can perform it live. She wrote it, recorded it, organized it, put it together, and is now performing it live. This song is really just incredible. I wish I could have been at this concert. Take a listen to Jess Fisher.
Time stood still.